Okay, World Cruisers, World Travelers. This is Thursday, the 31st of July, and we are in our second day of Maasai Mara National Park in Kenya. And I just wanted you to see the beautiful animals here. I posted some photo collages that actually have much better quality photos that were taken with a telephoto camera. This is the video that I collected on my Insta 360. So we can also go look at those photo collages. So the first thing we saw after we got up early, 6:30, had breakfast, and went out on our game drive. First thing we came across were some giraffes, and I've organized the shots here by animal, so not necessarily in the order that we saw them. So here's a huge herd of wildebeest. These are the part of the 1.5 million wildebeest that come north from the Serengeti across the river. This is the wildebeest that was somebody's dinner yesterday. Notice they don't eat the stomach. The stomach's laying off to the left. But that was somebody's dinner yesterday. So we saw lots of lions and cheetahs today. We're going to see many. So those of you that are confined to your house and don't have a chance to see this, you can spend a whole day on the savannah with us today. In about 14 and a half minutes, we'll show you everything we saw for the entire day. So here's a cheetah walking down the road. And the cheetah actually used us as, you can see all the safari vehicles there. It's the height of the migration, so it's time for visitors to the Maasai Mara. But this cheetah was smart. There's a herd of zebra off to our left, and he's using the cars. So we actually affected the balance of nature here by shielding the cheetah from the zebras. They couldn't see him. He's going to decide to go in just a minute and face down two zebras that are very close. But there were probably 200 of these safari vehicles out on the Mara today, and also tomorrow. So we're going to change positions to go up and find that cheetah again right before it goes and attacks the zebras that are going to be off to the left. There he goes. And they don't seem to mind the safari vehicles. They're used to them. They look around, but they don't act in any way aggressive towards any of these vehicles. Nobody's ever allowed to get out of them, so they don't perceive them as being competition. Now, the zebras are right there. There's the herd of zebras, and he's using the cars to shield himself until he decides to take off. So this same sequence is shown in some of the photo collages that have short video clips in them, but it doesn't include any narration. So the cheetah is going to decide to go here any second. And I should mention that life on the savannah is a tough cycle of life and all, but the kill happens very quickly. It's only a matter of seconds. It's not like the animals suffer much. They don't even know what hit them. There he goes chasing after. He's going to separate out one of the zebras. It's going to circle back around, and he's going to take it down. And I mean, it's dead. So that was very quickly. So we caught some shots of the cheetah with the zebra starting to eat it. You can see the whole place is surrounded by these safari wagons. I mean, I think that cheetah looks up and looks around and finds out he's surrounded. there's no way out. There'd be a 10-foot space between cars. Anyway, we spent a few minutes there watching him consume his prey, and then moved on. He actually walked away from it. The car is cleared out, and I'm sure he came back later to finish it. But we have lots of pictures of cheetahs today. So cheetahs look sort of like leopards, but they have different spots on them. The spots on a leopard are they have like a floral pattern, like kind of flowers instead of just spots. Here's another different that we saw. Just wondering, this one didn't have any prey that it actually recently, but the guides told us that because of the 1.5 million wildebeests that come north from the Serengeti into the Mara every year, these cats, all of them, big lions, leopards, you know, cheetahs, are all very full. They're not starving for food now. Okay, now that's an eagle sitting up in the top of that tree up there. And here we came across two male lions. These are large males that had just taken down a wildebeest and had eaten it, and they're laying under this tree in the shade, resting, panting heavily, and their kill is right there, just maybe 50 yards away. These same two lions were there in the afternoon. This is early in the morning, maybe around 7:30. Those same two lions were there in the afternoon. There they are, about 3:30, laying in the same place. You can see they dragged the carcass over on the right by that white van. They dragged it closer and ate some more of it, but they're still laying there under that same tree with their kill. Now here we came across two young male lions. We didn't know it at first. We just saw this one, and he came very close to the car, maybe, just 10 feet away. Then we got a call that there was another male lion. It's actually we think it's his brother. He's just down the road by those bushes that you can see down there. We're going to head down that direction and get a shot of them both together. Okay, this guy's going to disappear for a while. Then when we find his brother, he's going to appear around the back of that bush. His brother's laying there on the ground in front of the bush. He's just rolled over. You can see him. And there's the two of them together. And they're wrestling and play fighting, and rolling over. So these animals are plagued by flies. If you get up close to them, you see there's thousands of flies on them. They're tormenting them. Okay, here's a herd of impala, just to show you to the distance, and to show you, I sped it up to show you how they react when a predator is near. The whole herd takes off and migrates. Okay, and here's a hyena standing there looking at us in a little ditch right there. It's a spotted hyena, but I'm not sure. Okay, here's the migration. This is what people come to see. This is where there's wildebeest that come up from the Serengeti moving north towards the rich grasslands in the Mara. They have to cross the Mara River. If not the Mara River, there's another river that's farther, I guess, to the east. But they have to cross. We calculated by the numbers in the season that somewhere around 15,000 of these cross the river every day. And there's crocodiles in the river. And although it's hard to see, you can't see the crocs because of the lens on my camera. But I think during the time that we watched the migration here, we saw three of them that the crocs attached themselves, and the animals had to fight. And I think we left with one in the middle of the river with a croc attached to it, and we don't think it ever made it out. So, but it's a great spectacle. So the first crossing, the guide seemed to know about what time they normally cross every day. And so our guide Frank lined us up, and we got a front row seat for this crossing. The next clip that you'll see is farther downriver, so they're not as close, but more of a cross. So some of those that are struggling there on the right are having trouble with the crocs. And one of them fought a croc for a long time and finally made it out to the other side, much farther downstream. It's a dangerous crossing. There's some hippopotamus, a family of hippopotamus just downriver, we'll see in a minute, that don't seem to be bothered by the crocs. Anyway, the herd's going to reform on the other side. That'd be the north side of the Mara River. The reason they come again is for those lush grasslands up there where there's plenty of feed. The equator's still to the north of us by a couple hundred miles, so it's amazing to watch the spectacle of these wildebeest. And there's at least 100 of these vehicles. Okay, so I sped this one up because otherwise you wouldn't have the patience to watch it. But look at there's thousands of them crossing up there. See the dust cloud on the right? They're kicking up as they jump in, and they just keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. So again, something like 15,000 a day. Have to keep moving. This is the major spectacle of the time of year when people come to watch the migration and crossing of the river. Okay, here's the family of hippos. Just downstream of where the crossing was. One group with like 10 of them. There's a tree full of vultures, and I forget the terminology, but I think in a tree the vultures are called a council tree. There's three, whether they're flying or sitting. Okay, here's some elephants. There was this guy came pretty close. Again, they don't seem bothered by the Land Rovers anymore. So here's the elephant, and the last thing I have for you is an ostrich. The last thing we saw before we went in. And stay tuned tomorrow for day 3 on the Mara and Lake Nakuru.